Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to some more Mount and Balde to Bannerlord. Today we are diving in and taking a look at a very cool Crusader mod that basically brings the Crusades to Calradia with a whole new renaming of all the characters, new houses, a complete revamp of the faction placement on the campaign map, as well as new units using the amazing Swardian armor and also a really cool weapon pack. So this is definitely a mod I recommend that you guys go check out. I'll leave a link to it down below in the description. Basically, in today's video, what we're going to do is we're just going to pretty much run through all the changes and all the additions that this mod does make. We'll take a look at some of the troop trees so you guys are informed on this. And I know a lot of people are very much craving a Crusader campaign, and until we get stuff like In the Name of Jerusalem, I think this is a great mod to go ahead and do a campaign on. So as you can see, if we zoom out on the campaign map itself, there's a lot of basically every single city has been renamed. I'm not sure if all the castles have also been renamed. A lot of these castles do look very much the same, but I'm sure that's something that they will develop later on down the line. You can see we have England over on the far left-hand side, then we have Paris. We have the French next to where basically where Britannia are, and they also have some of where the Empire lands do stretch to. We have the HRE in the center. In the north, we have the forces of Denmark. We then have Kiev and Rusk up here in the north. Then we also have the Sultanate of Rum, the Byzantines, and then finally the Abbasid dynasty down here in the south. So as you can see, there's been a complete revamp of how the settlements are set up, which I think will add a lot of flavor. And not only that, just like a simple change like this where it allows the campaign map to be different. Every faction isn't set up. The Empire isn't split into 3 different settlements, and you can see there's like territory up here that the Empire don't normally have, and same with the French. Like even this alone, just like a revamp of the campaign map, I think it's actually really exciting because it will make the game play out completely different because of the way that the factions are still spread out. There are still this many factions, and maybe there's a few more actually in this mod with Denmark, and that kind of Sturgis is basically been split into 2, but even still, that's still going to kind of provide us with a very interesting setup. Then obviously we have completely new units as well. I'm not sure that every unit tree has been completely revamped, but they're definitely on the way. So this is the English unit tree, obviously going down to the veteran English longbowman with 270 bow skills, so these guys will be absolutely deadly. They also get access to crossbowmen, and also their infantry has been upgraded as well. So we obviously have the English voyeurs, we have the English pikemen, and again, I believe they do have custom weaponry as well as armor. Then we obviously have the English vanguards, and then finally the English sergeants, which are going to be the heavy infantry, and you can see the other soldiers as well. Not to mention as well, I won't do this for every faction, but we do have a complete revamp of all the different houses in the kingdom as well. So you can see the historical factions of said kingdoms have been brought in, and a lot of renaming as well has gone in. So obviously we've got Richard the Lionheart. If we go over to the French really quickly and take a look at the leader, you can see Philip right here looking very nice in his French-esque armor, and yeah, he does look smug, goddamn French right there. And again, we take a look at the houses. You can see the houses which are set up like that, and I believe one of these settlements actually show the noble troop line as well. I can't remember in my playthroughs what settlements here actually do end up showing the noble troop. I can't remember where they spawn, honestly, but it's somewhere around there. I mean, we can always just go into the encyclopedia to take a look as well, which I guess we will go ahead and do really quickly, because I want to show off, obviously, every faction does also have their own custom, elite tree as well. So if we go down to Valandia, I believe it's for squires, and obviously you can go all the way up to the English Lionheart Knights, and obviously we also have English champions and other knights. You can see them right there. That's going to be the noble troop tree. So if we go over to the French right here, we make our way into the city to go ahead and recruit. You actually see this the veteran Crusader Knights. So this is going to be the elite tree for the French, I believe. Which again looks very nice. And they also have some other Crusaders. Maybe not though. Maybe this is like the default mercenary troop line. I remember reading something along that lines, which I believe is the case. So there's like a mercenary, just kind of like Crusaders. I mean, look at this bad boy. He looks like he's going to be a monster in combat with that 210 attack. Again, you guys can take a nice little look at that kind of setup. So we kind of have like that, and then obviously I assume if we go up here to like Orleans, we'll take a look at that. If only there were some troops to recruit. Goddamn French mustering their armies again. Oh no, actually maybe the French do just have a Crusader troop tree. Then that's what it looks like. Yeah, I thought there was like a mercenary in some settlements, but I guess that is not the case. So it's going to be the French setup right there. We've obviously already taken a look at their roster. So yeah, we're going to be able to outfit some pretty gnarly men, especially working towards this, or even just kind of like the basic Crusader sergeants are going to be solid, and obviously supplementing that with their more elite units later on down the line with that kind of noble troop line. The Danish up here in the north, again, we'll take a look at their leader. I believe this is pretty much just like a normal Sturgian roster. There hasn't been much done to these guys yet, but obviously the future does plan on adding in custom stuff for them. And again, their leader as well. If we go to Knut, you can go ahead and see he's kind of mainly repping battalion armor, but I think it does a fine job. Then if we jump over to the forces of the HRE, again, they're actually also rocking the Crusaders as well. So, yeah, it seems like England are probably one of the only factions in the mod so far. They do have that complete custom unitary, whereas the factions in the center are going to be rocking that for just a little while. The Byzantines, I believe, mainly have a lot of the just kind of default Empire troops as well. No, again, they're just rocking with Crusaders. Okay, yeah, so it looks like the central three powers are still rocking with that. I thought the Byzantines did have more Empire-esque soldiers, but maybe I was just, yeah, it was like maybe an earlier version of the mod, because, yeah, they're all rocking with the Crusaders. But, yeah, the English are like the main faction at the moment, and then the rest of these guys will be going on. But as you can see as well, if we go to the leaders, so if we do go to Frederick, you can see that he's rocking, and a lot of the lords are also rocking custom armors, and obviously all the houses have been renamed in the HRE as well, to kind of give that flavor. We obviously have Kievan Rusk over here. Sorry, this is Sultanate of Rum, I should say. And again, they'll be rocking with, you know, pretty much the normal Kuzite soldiers for now. But hopefully, in the future, we'll see that. And again, you can see that leader. I'll take a look at him really quickly. Looking pretty badass. Sorry, I did not mean to click on that. Yeah, if we go to the leader, you guys can see him. Looking pretty badass. Right there. I love the look of him. I think this guy looks absolutely like I would fear this guy. He looks like a seasoned warrior. And then finally, if we go down to the south, we obviously have the Abbasids. And, you know, we have the man, the myth, the legend, leading them bad boys into battle. Let's find a village. And I'm pretty sure, again, these guys mainly have Azari recruits, but again, they have all been renamed, which I think goes a little way until the modders can get around to editing these guys, which will be good. You know, it'll be very nice. And I think, as I said, overall in the beginning of the campaign part, I think this is going to be a really fun mod just to kind of have a quick campaign through. At the moment, as you can see, it's mainly just the English that have a more unique roster. But yeah, more stuff will be added constantly as the mod gets more and more developed. And even just like the setup, like I think the setup will give you a more unique campaign, especially if you use mods like serve as a soldier. You can just serve in Richard Lionheart's army and see what goes in, fight the French. Which I like the placement right there, having the French in the center. So the English basically have to go through the French to get to the desert. And I think that will add a lot. You obviously got Norse tribes, even just having like a kind of a small Denmark and a small Kievan Rusk up there. And obviously a much smaller Kuzites as well, because they lost Vladimir and stuff like that in the north. And also, I believe, yeah, I've lost a couple. No, actually, I haven't lost anything in the south. But even still, like, it's going to completely revamp the way the campaign works, and it's definitely worth your time checking out. And it's super easy to install as well. There's only like 3 required mods, so it's not something that's going to, you know, completely hamper a campaign. You can kind of turn this bad boy on, you can turn it off. There is also a bunch of new equipment as well. With regards to swords, this does use a Reign of Swords, I believe, mod pack. So there's a lot of very cool weapons. As you can see, I think a lot of the lords have this. So you can see all the different types of kind of really cool weapons that you can bring to bear. A lot of these Germanic swords, which are just insane. So yeah, there's a bunch of like new weapons in the mod that you guys can mess around with. And obviously the armors as well with Swardian armor. You guys have seen them a million times already. But definitely something worth your time. Actually, that's the default. But yeah, you can definitely just dive in and, you know, kind of outfit yourself, create a pretty good roster. And one of the mods I highly recommend that you guys check out along with this one is definitely the mod that allows you to create your own custom troop tree. I can't remember what the mod's called. Completely forgot it, but what I'll do is I'll be sure to link it down below in the description, and you can basically create your own Crusader army alongside this. I mean, just look how badass this looks. And you also obviously have the horse armors as well, which again look really, really cool with all the additional mods. So yeah, I'll link the mod that allows you to create your own custom, I think it's like My Warband or something along those lines. Allows you to create your own custom troop tree, so you can basically create like an outfit your own soldiers, which only you can recruit. So if you want to kind of go on your own Crusader campaign on this, definitely worth using. And as I said, I'll link that alongside this one down below in the description. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this Crusader mod. Let me know if there's any other mods you're really looking forward to, and I'll see you guys in the next one.